So hello and welcome to your weekly reading. In case you're new to this channel, hello, my name is Julia and I like to do pick a card videos and other types of tarot videos on this channel, and I'm also a huge astrology enthusiast, so I like to combine tarot, stars and the spirit to provide you the most accurate reading possible. And in this weekly reading I want to provide you some guidance and information on the essential events and topics in the upcoming week. You can also find me on Instagram, just scroll down to the description box and you can very often find messages of the day in my posts there as well. So today we'll have these 4 groups right here, different decks with crystals. And now without further ado, let's jump into the group selection and meditate on your crystals and see you in your reading. So hello and welcome to today's group selection. Today we will have 4 groups and we will choose a deck paired with a crystal. So I'm going to use this deck for mapping out the essential topics and events for your upcoming week. And let's begin with group number 1. I will show you the crystals up closer. So this is going to be the Druid Tarot. And let's see. There we go. The second one is the Elemental Power Tarot. And this crystal right here, which hopefully will focus. It does. Then group number 3 with the Illuminated Tarot. This one doesn't seem to focus. Yeah, but now it does. And group number 4 with the Rider-Waite deck. There we go. So now let's always take our, or as always, take our 3 deep conscious breaths. So I like to have my feet resting on the ground while doing this, palms on my upper thighs. And you can also close your eyes if you want to. And now inhale deeply into your belly. Feel how the air is flowing through your body, how your belly is expanding and going back in once you exhale. And inhale again. And exhale. And one last time. Let's inhale deeply. And exhale. And now you can open your eyes and let your gaze wander across the decks and the crystals, across the 4 groups. And you can either out loud or in your mind ask yourself the question, what is my upcoming week going to look like? How are my next 7 days going to be? What do I need to know about the upcoming week, about next week? So try to feel out then to which group your gut feeling is driving you to. And try to choose not so much with the eye or the conscious mind, but more with your gut feeling. And if you need to, you can pause the video and meditate on the groups and crystals a little bit longer. And once you're done, just head down to the description box, click on the according timestamp and see you in your reading. So hello and welcome to your reading group number 1. So if you chose the Druid Tarot with this crystal right here, this is going to be your reading. So I'm going to use this deck exclusively to map out the essential topics and events for your upcoming week, and we will also get some oracle cards and maybe you know, maybe some other additional guidance with some tools I have here. So let's see, group number 1, what is your upcoming week going to look like? What does the next week have in stock for you? What does your upcoming week going to look like? I feel like you actually might... Very interesting. Like, I feel a very determined energy, actually, somehow, in a way. But let's see. Okay, we have the 9 of Cups reversed here. So the High Priestess. I feel like some of you might have also made some like purchases recently for the sake of like mending, filling a hole. Like like these types of purchases which are like merely for the sake of buying something when we need like doing it. Or overall, maybe having some purchases that I just get like indulging into something that didn't really pay you off in a way how you expected it emotionally. So let's see, maybe this resonates with some of you already. Let's get some more cards there. But with the High Priestess, actually, I get a very beautiful energy of you. You know, what I mentioned previously, that definitely lies in the recent or a little bit more distant past even, and is not your now state, I'd say. What I think though, that like the aftermath of this might still be challenging for you. So let's see. And it's extremely weird that it's not easy for me right now to get messages out here for you. So also maybe literally some secrecy. Some secrecy in some things. Maybe you also feel like things are not being revealed to you entirely, that you are maybe missing kind of the piece of a puzzle in the situation that caused you maybe this moment right here. And let's see, I think we will go with a slightly different approach that I usually like to use for you. So here we go. So we have the 8 of Swords here, we have the 7 of Wands, Queen of Pentacles reversed, 9 of Wands reversed, so Empress, Temperance, and the Lovers reversed here actually. So back of the deck is the World for you, a very, very beautiful card right here. So group number 1, it's very interesting. So first off, alone the fact that I couldn't get messages for you that easily was already quite strange. But I really do feel like you are maybe even not supposed to do currently these things that are maybe pressing on your mind and where you are seeking answers or trying to get the situation going and forward. And also with the 8 of Swords here, kind of trying to navigate out of a situation which is uncomfortable, straining, also emotionally just quite consuming. And you know, from a point, just a lot of overthinking here. And also the feeling of being trapped, of not being able to, you know, it's like, how am I supposed not to think about this? Like, this is literally the mess I'm in. Like, this is what I kind of get. And what I feel a lot for you, group number 1, is that the more you try to actually defend or fix this with the resources that are already known to you or that you have access to, the harder it actually gets somehow to accomplish this result right here. Like the world stands for triumph, for you know, all things, all energies aligning in the best way possible for the best outcome possible in your story. So I feel like the more you try to actually consciously find another way to things than the one that seems the one, maybe even the only option in some sense, the more you're trying to go against this, the more you kind of are getting pulled back in there. It's kind of, you know, if we talk about a bog or a swamp, where basically the more you move, the faster you actually get like sunk, like you know, soaked into that basically, and sucked down into basically into the bog. So I somehow get that feeling here for you, group number 1, but not at all like in a way which is, you know, very, very destructive or something. Like, I don't think that you are, like, I actually think that you are in a quite good place where you are even understanding this side of the story quite well, I feel. And to those of you with whom this resonates, I feel by now you will know what situation this is about. But with the Lovers reversed here, it's also the thing that, let me just clarify that one. Because with Temperance and the Empress, it actually might be about a love interest, in fact. Might be. So Lovers, clarify the Lovers, please. Clarify the Lovers, please. Clarify the Lovers, please. Very strange group number 1. This is such a tough one. Okay, the Chariot. You know what's very interesting, that the Chariot is just a card which first off also denotes motion and direction and like fast movement basically. And what I get, like, if this is for you about a particular person or maybe a particular opportunity, I feel like for you, I feel like some of you might be trapped in that situation, kind of, or just facing the situation, but trapped, to be honest. Like, I think this choice of words is quite correct here in your story. So I feel like that person or that opportunity that is presented to you, it might actually be like a fortunate job or opportunity, especially if you're working in the field of like communications or education, or also something which is linked to something sales related. Like, especially if you are in those fields, I feel for you it might actually be about an opportunity. For some of you it actually might be about a person. So nevertheless, even with that person, I feel that's someone who either you are interested in them or they are interested in you for also the sake of gaining something through that, I feel. And, you know, with the Chariot appearing here, honestly, group number 1, I feel like that thing that you are heading towards to right now consciously with your mind through that overthinking loop, I feel like that might be something that you want to reconsider. Like, really look into your options that you have. Really look into the place that you are in currently as well, if things are worth a trade. And it's always up to you, group number 1, in the end, to decide if you want to take this opportunity or if you want to enter a connection with a particular person or not. We are all humans of free will, and you know, all these sorts of readings that you see online or even you do in person, they should always be just some support and guidance and maybe your process of thought or analysis, but the decision is always up to you. But in the end, I feel group number one, that thing that you are kind of thinking that is the thing where you want to head and you should head, and that is successful. I feel like you already know that that kind of is maybe not the entire picture for you. Let's see what you should and could focus on, group number one. I feel this is a tricky situation for you, but you, I think, are very, very much aware of the problematic points in here. And this is a general reading. We cannot dive in every particular little aspect of your story, which actually sometimes is, you know, quite important because there are some nuances to things. But generally speaking, I feel like you are very much aware of the issues right here. Two of Swords, yes, it's about a decision in a way. But the thing is, once you take that decision, things are going to be so much easier for you because you can focus your entire resource, like here with the Nine of Wands especially, like you will be able to put your resource into one particular place and complete this cycle. The 9 comes just before the 10, which is the completion of things. And we have the world here with this circular symbolism. So once you make that or take that decision, it's gonna get so much easier for you. Like I feel a huge weight is going to be lifted for you, and you will instantly know the direction in which you want to carry on. I feel like your choices right now also are very much backed by, you know, your material situation maybe as well for some of you. So while that is an important part, it's just that in the end you need to really take in consideration that that's just a part and one component in the entire story, because I feel for a lot of you, you are quite invested in what you do. Like the thing you are working on, or basically your profession, your career, is something which you, like most of you, very much define yourself by as well. Like, and you know, it's not something bad, because I often see kind of these things getting a little bit of like yeah, a kind of a rough position when it comes to like, yeah, you should not only identify with your work and something. But the thing is that, especially with if we are doing something that is really a passion of ours, and we have the Devil in reverse here. Yes, I feel like you have some, you know, connections or something going on there that is holding you back from taking that leap into that direction, which you feel like is the one you would like to go. But I feel that something is holding you down there. And with the Four of Swords, also very interesting. You know, also especially in this deck, like we see this man like being in this very contemplative pose, and like actually he seems to have been overthinking this for so long in a way that, you know, by now it has kind of, I feel like, a loss of momentum in here as well. Let me clarify the Devil, please. Let me clarify the Devil, please. Let me clarify the Devil, please. Okay. Seven of Pentacles here. Yeah, I really feel like for you, this lack of resource in a way, or just not the ability to use the resources to, because of whatever obligation. It's not like I don't get a lack like in terms of lack because something doesn't exist, or because, for instance, you don't have that money. It's just that, for example, if we receive even like a good portion of money, but we have obligations like different contracts or people that we need to take care of and pay for. And like you have a lot of obligations, I feel, group number one, that are quite resource costly. So they are consuming quite a big hunch of your resource. So let's see, group number one, it's very interesting. And I feel like for the upcoming week, you will work through some of this. And I think in the end, you will be able to take that decision and to really move on into a direction which is, however you decide to proceed. I feel that alone the action of taking a decision finally in this situation will be very, very liberating and very beneficial for you. So let's now see how you can take care of yourself best during the upcoming week, group number one. And we will use the Earth Magic cards for that. And let me see, to be honest, what are the energies behind this? What are the energies driving this? Yeah, we have the 12th house, we have Neptune here, and we have Leo. So very, very interesting combination as well. Because I feel like it, maybe for some of you, it also might be about you trying not to, I just get, you know, like the opposite of pride. Like the opposite of pride and like this downfall and kind of losing your face maybe because of something. And it sounds like all very harsh and drastic and over dramatized, but you know, just the opposite of this feeling of accomplishment, the feeling of praise and pride, and like that feeling and like that other side of this coin, which is the not so successful one. It's like, you know, it reminds me of overall like kind of the controversy, if you can call it like that, which sometimes Leo placements, for instance, can receive, like as an example in astro community or something, where it's like, I feel a lot of people might label them as dramatic and being people who require attention or approval. But the other side of the story is that Leo placements just have also this extremely high drive and feeling of needing to actually do things that are there to make other people happy, to excite other people as well. And yes, it is linked to them with the need for recognition. It's a different thing, like attention or recognition. Recognizing that somebody did something for you and expressing gratitude or even making it up in a way is a different thing than just saying, oh, look, he or her, like they did something. But just this feeling of understanding that people see and acknowledge what you have done, and I feel like that is somehow a thing here. I feel for some of you, what I said now might kind of hit home or ring a bell, and somehow it is linked to the situation. So if this resonated with you, and if you can put it in your story, like the thing is that I feel not being afraid of kind of this shadow part and the things that also, like the 12th house deals with addictions and basically things that are, you know, imprisoning us. It deals with prison. So yes, my cat is a special guest today again during our reading. And I feel that for you it is that you want to do things right, you want to do things well, you want to be recognized for good work. And I feel a lot of you like have this, not only like the regular, let's say normal fear of failing at something, or, you know, nobody likes to fail, but while some people can accept it as a part of the journey, or at least they can learn it quite well, for others it kind of hits a particular different wound of a different sort. And this is what I feel might be in, like, a topic for some of you, and you might actually be confronted in a situation or in a conversation basically during the upcoming days with this aspect. But I feel for you there is going to be a point where you can get out of this successfully, also with the World appearing here in the end, like the Chariot being here. And you know, it's all been following you, I feel, for quite some time. And now with the High Priestess here, I feel like you have actually figured out the way that you want to head towards to. What I also see very positively is the Chariot is associated with Cancer, and with the High Priestess we have like this moon here appearing, and I just noticed that you know, in the end you kind of make that journey to the Chariot, where you come into that energy where you know which direction you want to head to, and which direction is the one where you feel you are drawn to, and which is like the natural path for you. So I feel like you will be able to tap into that during the upcoming 7 days, maybe even. But for some of you it might be that something happens there which just catalyzes or kicks off the process of getting there. For some of you it actually might be a situation that puts you more sooner than later into a satisfying point there. So let's now see how you can take care of yourself, group number 1. And let's see if my cat crashes the reading once more. Yeah, she already raised her paw. So how can they take care of themselves? Group number 1, how can they take care of themselves? Okay. Good. We have a lot of things here. So, very interesting. We have mountain, strength. We have childhood. So, yes, Mila. So, we have a cat that is trying to hijack the reading again. No, 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 no. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Oh, God. You're always getting stuck in the blankets. I know this. Yes. So, we have childhood, innocence, and we have desert, looking for a vision, and we have clouds, shape-shifting. So, I feel for you, it really comes down to trusting your instincts, because all of these things have one thing in common. They are very much led by something that is a very raw and pure place that sits somewhere within us. It's a source which is not fueled by somebody else or by the outer world necessarily. It's something that gets fueled not only by one aspect, but it just gets fueled by several things in combination. And the last component always is our own input and impact and decision. It's your decision to go and seek for a vision. It's your decision to adapt if you need to. It's maybe the best way, and it might be inevitable at some point, but you can still resist and decide not to do it. But you could also take the decision to actually adapt, and not, that doesn't mean to lose yourself, but it means to just find a way how to be yourself while also, you know, making progress and getting ahead with things. And kind of that is probably like all of that together here, kind of all these 4 things would probably make kind of a recipe for authenticity, I feel. For some of you that is also an important topic, which also might be connected to that Leo thing that came out previously, also with you know, Neptune and the 12th, and especially Neptune very much being actually somebody who guards our fantasy or our visions, our illusions as well, though. I feel that that is a very vital part for you currently. And I feel for you actually doing something that takes off the pressure of you to do things in a perfect way, a perfect manner, and to be very like results driven. Doing something that really lets your mind and your emotional mind as well go loose. Emotional mind sounds very contradicting, but you know, this emotional harness basically, like that construct that you kind of uphold in particular situations. And it seems to be a lot of situations currently for you, group number 1. So I feel doing something that takes off that pressure and takes off that carcass and lets you be you for a moment, like doing something like crafting or arts or listening to music or, you know, dancing maybe even. Like, I'm a huge fan of just dancing for the sake of dancing because it has just huge benefits, like physically and mentally as well. And people are like, also people who are not inclined in dancing, like they should move, and they should just, you know, this art of like dancing like an idiot, like that is something which I think is extremely precious and gives you a particular sense of liberation and just feeling comfortable in your own skin in a way. So I feel that would be something very, very beneficial for you to do. If it's not dancing for you, then, you know, just maybe something else. Maybe for you it's I don't know, woodworking or going to hike, like something which makes you forget all these restrictions, limitations, and rules, those sets of rules that you have put on yourself or that are put on you, and you are opting into them because maybe you don't have many other choices. But overall, just really give yourself some space, some freedom to really be yourself and feel and have fun with yourself. Just be comfortable in your own company and enjoy it. So let's also see maybe which music would be beneficial for you currently. So which artist might be a good one to accompany you during the upcoming week. So group number 1, which artist should they listen to? Which artist should group number 1 listen to? Oh, there we go. Johnny Cash. How nice. So the quotes on Johnny's card are, the right enemies are just as important as the right friends. Heaven or hell, your choice. It's about choices. So the darkness is your friend. So I feel that sums up the major parts of this reading extremely well. And also with like heaven or hell, it's your choice. I feel that you really, like, you have this choice to make. And honestly, I feel like the other meaning in this quote, particularly for you, is like even that choice is currently like heaven or hell. Like, it's nice to have the ability to choose, but it is also, I feel by now, really laying heavy on you, and you need to take that decision, whatever this is about for you. And I feel that this is something very individual and something very specific, so we are not going to touch on that like in this general reading, because I feel it's about different nuances for all of you. But the major part is take a decision there in that thing that is pressing on you. So group number 1, thank you so much for tuning into this reading, and I wish you a wonderful, productive and successful week. Take good care of yourself, give yourself some space to breathe and to be creative and be yourself. Put on some Johnny Cash in the back, just shuffle on Spotify or whatever is your preferred place to listen to music, and see you in the next video. Bye! So, hello and welcome to your reading group number 2. So if you chose this combination right here, the Elemental Power Tarot and this crystal, then this is going to be your reading. I'm going to keep the crystal there. So, let's see what the upcoming week has in stock for you. So I hope the past week had not only some lessons, but also some blessings for you. And let's see, what does the next week have in store for you? What does group number 2 need to know about the upcoming week? Okay. The Magician reversed, okay. So, feel group number 2, just be careful and look out for other people's intentions during the upcoming days, I feel. because, you know, with the Magician being in reverse, it's always kind of, the Magician talks also about the intention behind using your tools, behind your skills, behind what you do. And in reverse, it's kind of a tricky one at times. Also, the Ace of Cups reversed. I feel like you might... Oh, that was a quick one. So we have the Queen of Wands here and the Ten of Cups. So, you know, group number 2, I feel like don't surrender for, how do I put it? Don't surrender for less than is actually making you happy in order to make someone else happy is what I get, if that makes sense. Oh my god, Kitty. Yeah, I know that tarot is extremely interesting. I mean, that's the reason why we're doing this, right? No, 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 no. Mila, just no. No. Gotta cuddle her and give her some attention. Just hold the line, please. Yeah, but it looks good now. It looks good. Oh, no, 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 no. No, it doesn't. Mila, I gotta shuffle. Does it help if I shuffle in front of you? I think it helps. But we need to get some messages out there. Maybe I just need to talk to you. That seems to calm you down. And she's purring all the time. She's such a sweet cat. She's honestly like a very pure and very lovely little kitty soul there. Oh my god. Yeah, I was looking at the cat. I was distracted. She's looking me straight into the eyes. It's so cute. Like, tell me also down below in the comments, like, if you have pets and how are they actually, and like, tell me all your pet parent stories if you have pets. And if not, then tell me, would you like to have a pet? And if yes, which one? So let's see. So what is up for group number 2 during the next week? Okay, we have 2 flips here. Oh, 3 actually. And it's the 3 of Swords, it's the Star, and it's the Queen of Pentacles right here. So I'm just gonna leave her on the table and finalize your spread here, group number 2. I hope you don't mind. No, don't go close to the candle. Oh my god. Yeah, and now she's gone. Yeah, but this is where I really am a little bit strict, because it's not good for kitties to play with fire. Just not. And with the Queen of Pentacles here as well, I feel like it is easy for you in a way to fall for this situation here out of passion, group number 2. I'm gonna be very frank here with this. I feel like you are feeling very deeply for this person, and I feel for you, group number 2, this is about a person. And in case something else resonates with you, or this doesn't, then always feel free to choose another group. Maybe your messages are hidden there. But I feel like for you, group number 2, if this is your group, then it is about a particular person, it is about a particular relationship, either romantic or just somebody very, very close to you. But I feel for you, it is actually, it is a romantic thing. With the Star, you know, the thing is that, let's see what comes out in the rest, but I can already tell you, like, I feel like you, group number 2, would benefit if you would be more assertive in this situation, and assertive not in the way of saying things, but doing things. So I just remember preparing something else recently. I came across the lines you know, basically not displaying power, but making your power felt. So the same with decisions or with what you do, not talking or displaying, because I feel that part is past you, like you are past that point, group number 2. I feel for you it is about like really now acting on that. And if another side tries to still change your mind and lure you into something which doesn't work for you, to be honest, and you have your strong opinion on what does work for you and what doesn't, and you have your boundaries set, don't fall out of passion for that, group number 2. And of course, we all are humans of free will. In the end, it's up to you to decide what you are doing. And we have Judgment here, and we have the Hermit. So very, very interesting. And the bottom of the deck is the Two of Swords, taking a decision, and the Moon reversed. I feel like putting it in here as well. So group number 2, very interesting spread right here. And I feel for you, don't be afraid of the changes that might come with you taking a decision to walk away from this. And I feel like the Judgment part might be scary for you. But the thing is that in this card, especially in this deck, it's depicted like with all this debris basically here, and all these things buried in the soil below, you know, these new plants that are planted here and growing. And it's so interesting that you have that here, and here you have a very, like, let me just show you. The plants are very, very similar. If you look here on the top, these ones, so yeah, these ones and the ones here are super similar. So I feel like that's not a coincidence. And you see, like, I gave these cards so often such a good shuffle, like that is not a coincidence. So very interesting. And the thing is, like, eventually in the end you will have, I feel, less of a time alone than you actually might think, group number 2. And yes, here also with the Ace of Cups, I feel like for you it is, I feel you have actually like made your decisions, you have taken them, and you have also, you have, the thing is that I feel for you this situation where you have like this back and forth thing going on, I feel that that has left you extremely hurt in the past. And with the Moon reversed here and with the Two of Swords, I really think that you actually know what the decision is that you want to take and you want to make. And it is that, of course, you don't want to have the result that comes with it, but that is natural. That is if we have very passionate and deep feelings for a person, it is very natural that we don't want to let go of that person. But it's also very natural to know when it's time to release something that is hurting us, that is putting us in a place which is somehow, you know, also dimming our shine and basically robbing us of some parts of our essence and what makes us up in our core as the person that we are. So if you, and I don't feel that like that might be the case for all of you, but I feel for some of you who are stuck in this and chose this group, it's actually something quite hurtful that lies behind all of this, and somebody's trying to basically use that weakness or sees it as a weakness that you are so passionate about these things and that you feel so deeply, and that you actually in fact want to have that happy life and that happy ending and the Ten of Cups scenario there, and that full-blown fulfillment and happiness. But you actually know, that lies somewhere else most likely. And as already said, you are humans of free will, and to all of us, it's in the end us who need to take the decision. But it's just that, honestly, like, I just want to give the message or advice to you that basically just be very aware that somebody's intentions are maybe not aligned with your best only, and just keep an open mind and aware mind to other people's intentions in situations where especially it comes to very emotional situations to you, which cause a strong emotional reaction in you. I feel that sometimes maybe that person might also try to get you into that kind of situation because they know that then you are prone to taking decisions which come from a very emotional place, which is not sometimes like the best balanced out that you can actually be. So let's see what you should or could focus on, group number 2. And I feel like already the spread has said a lot, and it's been very, very informative actually. So let's just see. What should group number 2 focus on during the upcoming week? Very interesting. The messages are coming through so difficult today. First group also had all these issues with the shuffles that took forever. And let's see, maybe we also approach this in another way than usual. Ah, okay, there we go. Let me see. Yeah, I feel like this belongs here. And yeah, we have the Emperor, and I believe this is the Queen of Cups in this deck. But let me just check for a second, because with the imagery here, I sometimes want to be just sure. And the Queen of Cups, where are you? So, yes, it is the Queen of Cups, as thought. So, and she appears with the Emperor in reverse. So, I really do think, group number 2, that in this case, and it's interesting that it kind of shows up here, you know, you have this very fiery combination here in the middle, also with the Emperor standing for Aries, basically. And here we have this watery energy. And I feel like this is something, because this is like the Queen appears upright as the only one of the water cards in your spread. And it's very, very interesting, because I feel like for you, it's really take ownership of your emotions. Take ownership of your emotions and don't let somebody else take ownership of them. I feel that is something very important for you, group number 2. Also with the Four of Swords here, I feel like this period of contemplation you're in right now, Two of Wands, by the way, like honestly, group number 2, for you, I feel it is very much about like the decision is really up to you. You need to take ownership of your emotions. And let me see, for the Four of Swords, like this deck comes with a very good guidebook actually, which has some inspiring things in there. So yes, you approve of that too, right? Should we look into the guidebook? Should we? Should we? Okay, you're not a help, I must say. Not in this case. So, you're so talkative usually. Tell me, should we look into that? Okay, good. We were looking into that. So, Four of Swords here. Stability in elemental air. A realignment of values brings you a fresh sense of mental stability. With an established moral and intellectual framework to view the world through, your mind can rest a bit, focusing more on navigation than on judging the routes. Be sure to take time to hear your inner voice, make lists and compare them if needed. The experiences you've had in your life and everything you've learned from them are all the input you need to calibrate your internal compass. At times, influences from our past and present can lead us to doubt what we know to be true. If this is the case, start small. Find one thing you know to be true and build on that as your bedrock. So I feel that message, or these messages from that card, have very well summed up what I mentioned previously as well. Especially that part that, like, you have all the resources that you need to calibrate your compass. You don't need somebody else like interfering there and trying to play on your strings and stuff. Like, you don't need that, honestly. So group number 2, I just want to really ask you to be just careful, have your eyes and your gut feeling and all of that open, and be really strong about, like, when it comes. Also, we didn't even talk about the 8 of Wands here. Yes. So, didn't even talk about the 8 of Wands here yet, which also in this place, and just an 8 overall, like, I feel for you it is really about putting something that you already know, and you know in which direction you want to go, in which direction you are heading. For you it's about putting that to material reality and really acting on it. Also with, like, the Queen of Pentacles here especially. So let's see how you can take care best of yourself during this upcoming time and this upcoming week. Group number 2, how can they take care of themselves? How can, yeah, let's see. That was a quick one. You need to take care of yourself. You definitely need. So we have summer solstice, and basically, yeah, how do I translate it? I always struggle with this one. It's basically how, yeah, expression, or basically how you, what your, like, what your, or what impression others have of you, basically, and also just what you basically exert, and, like, that energy that you carry around. My God, like, how can I have such a brain lag moment right now? But maybe that is even also a sign, because I really feel that you actually are such a charismatic person, and, like, charisma is a good word for this, I feel. So for you, I feel you are such a charismatic person and such a passionate person, and feeling very deeply, and being just somebody, I think, who is also extremely just attractive and interesting to people. And not only, like, in a physical sense, I see that though too, to be honest, but especially with, like, the Queen of Wands appearing there, like, that talks of also, for me, always of some physical beauty as well. So I see that definitely, but I feel you're just very charismatic and very creative and interesting to people. And I feel concentrating more on that part, how much you're actually able to inspire and to create, and how much of that actually defines you. And then maybe seeing how much of that is actually left now after this experience, and, you know, just try to tap into that, because I feel this is something that recharges you, that heals you, that supports you, and that just puts you into a balanced, healthy, and good mental and physical state, group number 2. So this is all I have for you, group number 2. Thank you so much for tuning into this reading. I wish you a wonderful, productive week. Stay strong and aware, and see you in the next video. Bye! yeah, you definitely seem to be purging, letting go of things, and you are very close to completing this cycle where you might have felt things are, you know, quite frustrating. Things were not going smooth in this thing, in this endeavor or relationship or just situation. And I feel like for you, there is this energy of really, you know, you may be also needing to speak up more, and you are coming into that, like speaking up more, also being a little bit more, maybe also, it's hard to say. Let's see what the other cards are saying, because these are the ones that are giving us a little bit more information regarding the outer world and the outer circles. So okay, we have a flip here with the Knight of Swords being reversed here. Yeah, I feel honestly, group number 3, you might have sometimes just not being, you know, you sometimes haven't been as pushy or as persistent, like, or demanding, because it's, I feel, not your nature as well. Let's see. What is the energy? Group number 3's energy. Yeah, I see Taurus 6th and Venus. Like, I feel like you have this thing. You are somebody who can be very stubborn, very, you know, very pushy, but in a very passive way, if that makes sense. Like, you are not the people to, I feel, really go and burst out or be very vocal about your concerns. And I think a lot of the things that you are, like, very determined about, you do pursue them, but it's more that, it's interesting, because with one of the groups I said, you know, it's about basically making the power felt and not seen or spoken. So just act to the things that you think, yeah, like acting to the things. And the thing is, for you, group number 3, I feel it's the other way around. Sometimes it's good to actually give people a warning shot about things. That already might sometimes help, and if it doesn't, then you can still, like, move on and do whatever you need to do. But first, giving people kind of, you know, some hint and some emotion and some communication is actually beneficial. And it is not only beneficial for them, it's also beneficial for you. It saves you resources, and it also, it just eases the human relationships in your life. And I feel this might be very, very general for lots of you different things. For some of you it's friendships, for some of you it's work. I sense for a lot of you it's work. It's something where you need to collaborate with people, like, particularly I feel like this collaboration aspect somehow, like, that is something that doesn't come easy at times for you. Let me see. What are others? Yeah, so yeah, I feel like you are somebody who, you know, we got Uranus and Aquarius and 3rd house. So I feel you are somebody who maybe even gives sometimes people this feeling of being a know-it-all, like, who is, and you might be extremely skilled in your field and just really, you do know about things. But I feel your communication skills are sometimes coming from a place which is not a bad one, like, you don't mean it like that. But I feel sometimes people see you as maybe someone, you know, also intimidating in a way. It's not that you, I don't want to say like you run a big mouth or something, not at all. And I don't think that you are like somebody who's very, you know, aggressive in their communication. But I feel that sometimes people do feel like a little bit outplayed and like outpowered and slightly intimidated because of that. And we have Justice and the Tower in reverse here. So yeah, I also feel sometimes you are resisting. And we have the 8 of Wands and the Magician. I feel like the Magician belongs here too with you. Because I feel for you it is a little bit more about not acting out so actively at times and not being so foregoing with things. And I feel the thing is that for some of you, not for all, but for some, yeah, Neptune, Sagittarius, 6th house. Like it's a combination which is honestly, like I feel like you, group number 3, things are like you are seeing them from the exactly opposite perspective than the one that is important for you. I somehow get that. Like with the Tower in reverse and Justice here, like really try to really look the other way around at things, and then they will make much more sense to you, I think. It's like here, even like I just think of, you know, read kind of the reverse things in here. They are basically giving you a huge clue. And we have the Ace of Wands reversed, we have the Queen of Wands reversed, we have the Queen of Swords reversed, we have 7 of Pence, 8 of Wands, King of Swords. Like the thing is that you have all the characters which are very, you know, even the 7 of Pentacles, like it's a King Pentacles card, basically. It's difficult, it's weird. Like the thing with the 7 of Pentacles is it's also talking about resource going to waste because it's not used, and the man kind of seems to take a break, but it's also depicting just a mere fragment of days, weeks, or maybe sometimes even years of hard work that lie behind that, and it's just one moment in time that you see where he just wipes off some sweat off his, you know, face. So I feel otherwise all the cards are a very pushy, very forward, very, you know, upfront. They also, like the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Swords doesn't hesitate. Like he goes full force on things. And I feel that's actually the thing that has maybe kind of prevented you from getting into the next stage of things. And I feel like you are actually aware of that, group number 3, and you are working on changing that. And you are letting go of some of the things that do not serve you, and also some of the potential and maybe even visions that you had and even work towards to. But it was frustrating because it's just, you know, sometimes it's okay to let something die or fade if you know that it's like you have changed and your priorities have changed and your state of resources has changed and how you do things has changed. So it's okay to sometimes let a baby of yours, like a project or something, like a project or an endeavor, an idea, just, you know, go and fade. Like it's entirely okay. I feel some of you needed to hear that. But yeah, let's see what you could focus on during the upcoming week. Could and or should. So we have the Sun in reverse coming up here. I feel also like keeping it that way there. Very interesting. Yeah, and I feel really, let me see, let me clarify the Sun instantly. Or let's go on and see the rest. Maybe we already get a hint there. Okay. We have Temperance and we have the Page of Wands. So yes, I feel, honestly, let me see what your suns, like your signs actually are. I get a lot of fire sign energy, like Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising, fire definitely, like Leo or Sagittarius. Like I get strong Sagittarius energy in here too. We have Capricorn, 9th, and Uranus. Okay, so let me see, where does that fire come from though? Sagittarius, South Node, and 1st. So, okay. You know, the thing is, what is the bottom of the deck? We have the Moon in reversed. Yes, I feel like, you know what is not, like, we have the Sun and the Moon reversed. That's so interesting. and we have Temperance like here in between. The thing is, I feel the link for basically bringing these things within you in balance, like bringing in balance that drive to do things, and the drive to do things right, very Capricorn trait, right? To really be like, and the thing is, like, you are even right, like, you know how to do things, okay, but still, it sometimes requires more than that, and it requires sometimes a little bit of finer skill and knowing how and when to utilize what to actually bring these worlds together, what we want to achieve and the way we just are, the way how we function emotionally versus the way how we actually speak and behave. Like, these things sometimes can be very opposite worlds, and I feel for you, group number 3, you are a group where a lot of people amongst you who chose this group, you might have like very contrasty placements in your big 3, so in your Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus as well, but especially in your big 3, I feel you might have like, you know, for instance, Sagittarius and Capricorn in there, or Sagittarius and Pisces, or I don't know, Capricorn and Gemini or something like that. Like, you might have placements which are kind of rubbing on each other. And I feel like the solution for that, it is for you to find, like, really try to reshape the way how you tackle things, how you approach them, how you talk to others, how you do things. I feel like for you, the upcoming week is going to maybe like put a little bit to the test some of your diplomacy skills there. So let's see how you can take care best of yourself during the upcoming week, group number 3. And for that, we will use the Earth Magic cards. Oops. So we have Gaia and we have DNA. So yeah, for you, I feel it's literally like literal food and nurturing yourself. So we had Taurus coming up somewhere in the cubes there, right? So, you know, let that Taurian side of you maybe get a little bit loose. But honestly, besides that, I feel like you really, and that, besides that also is, I think, something that I attribute personally to Taurus as well, is like emotional food and just, you know, food for your soul, basically. I feel like for you, watching either a movie that is like really a fave of yours and really makes you feel something else and all different about yourself after watching it every single time, once, well, like again and again, like watch those things. Or if you are somebody who's into reading, do that, because also with Aquarius popping up somewhere there, I feel you are people who, and overall like Sagittarius and all this fire energy here, and you, I feel you people, and the magician being there, you are people who like to learn and you like to educate yourself. So I feel like doing that, but also like doing that with something very joyful, and on the other hand, also, maybe even on the other hand, maybe detaching yourself from that as well and kind of going back to what you are if you strip all of that away. Because I feel that is something that you who chose this group define yourself very much by, like the skills that you have, the knowledge that you have, and that is entirely okay. Like that, of course, these are parts of our personality, and it's, you know, we usually, if we are so much interested into something that we learn all bits about it, it's just a sign that we are really passionate about things once we are interested in them. And that's a very, very good trait, and it's beautiful to identify with that. But I feel we are also a little bit more beyond that. Also, we have karma coming up here, like DNA karma, and we have justice here and the tower. Like, honestly, the thing is that I also feel some of you really maybe sit back a little and like look at, like, consciously, what is the intention behind you doing things? Because sometimes it's not about like having a bad intention necessarily. You don't need to have a bad intention in things to actually already kind of walk into a gray area where you maybe also do not really benefit somebody else. So I feel that for some of you, this is maybe a topic. for some of you. But otherwise, I feel for you really doing, if you are into that, some ancestry work, some meditation also in nature, some meditation with the element of earth. I think that would be very, very supporting for you, very grounding to you. I feel overall what you guys might need is also just some grounding energy. With all these wands being around here, my God, like that's a lot. And that's also a lot, just a lot of energy, which is kind of just, you know, and you might have like some airy placements as well, with Justice being here, like really Libra and like Aqua coming out there. The thing is that I feel like you really need something that maybe pulls you down a little and lets you sit back and look at things a little bit more relaxed and like not with such an agitated and quick mind. Because I feel like you are quick minds, quick learners, definitely. But, you know, give yourself a break there and really take care of yourself and your side of self, which goes beyond that and is behind that, because all that other thing is just, you know, a part of you. What's with the other part that maybe sometimes doesn't even get to shine, and which actually might be a side that other people will find charismatic, inspiring, interesting, and will be more open to. So let's see. I also feel like pulling a shadow work card for you. Give me a second. So shadow work for group number 3. Should they work on shadow work for group number 3? So we have revenge. Oh my God, with the karma thing and that all fits in there. But I feel for some of you it's a whole another story underlying this. So let's see. Also with the moon reverse, interesting. So I will read you something from the guidebook here, because this deck, the Dark Mirror deck, comes with a beautiful guidebook with very inspiring text, actually, and quotes. I like them. And this card talks about, it is time to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing, end them. So there is no white night, but there can be a black storm woven by fallen angels. What if there was a place where there is no more time for words, no more sense to bargain or negotiate, no more survival instinct to accept fear or ponder consequences? It's a place we can reach at the limit of our abuse, with the last spark of our dignity surging up as a powerful black flame. We cry, we hurt, and we strike to destroy. We destroy not for ourselves because we are gone. We destroy for the fairness of the world. We destroy because if there is no sweet justice, there can at least be cruel revenge. We destroy for those who came earlier, for those who would have come later. We destroy as we destroy, we forsake ourselves. There is no going back, because coming back from that requires much more than force. Yes, and group number 3, I feel this is something important for you to dwell on, because I feel for some of you it actually might already be at a point in that situation where you maybe are at a point of no return, and you will need to live with the consequences no matter what, without the ability to change them. So if that rings a bell to you, I feel this goes beyond a general reading. So we cannot like tune into every single detail there, but I feel for some of you this is already going to be quite helpful. So this is all I have for you, group number 3. Please take good care of yourself, meditate a bit, look for some opportunities to ground yourself and to, you know, calm your racing mind down a little bit. And before like taking any harsh decisions, harsh words, etc., or harsh actions, just reconsider what the motivation behind that is, and really take time to put your mind into a place where you feel you are balanced and aligned with all parts of you and all desires and needs inside of you, and not only a particular part which has maybe been called out in a particular situation and now is more present and more prominent. So if you take decisions, like try to take decisions which will benefit all of you and your entire life. So thank you so much, and see you in the next video. Bye! So, hello and welcome to your reading group number 4. So if you chose the Rider-Waite Tarot with this crystal here, or stone, then this is going to be your reading. So let's see what the upcoming week has in store for you. And I hope the past week had not only some lessons but also some blessings for you. Let me know in the comments down below how it went for you. And here we have our first flips already. So we have Strength, we have the Devil, and we have the Emperor. It's so crazy. And I gave all these cards a very good and thorough shuffle. And I used, like, I didn't use any of the other, like, I didn't use this reading, this deck in any other reading. And it's sometimes a little bit insane what's going on here. Because all of these cards have already come out for some groups. And I feel like a very major theme also for you, group number 4, is decision making, decision taking. But for you, I feel it is very much about realizing that you have the choice. You have the choice not to stay in a place or in a connection or in a situation which is not beneficial for you, or which is, let's say, even harming you. And it's up to you to take ownership of that. It's also up to you to understand what the difference is between responsibility and somebody taking advantage of you, group number 4. I feel that is something that might be beneficial for you to hear right now and important for you to hear right now. And group number 4, with the 10 of Wands being there, you know, and now we have the 10 of Cups here, actually. So I feel we have the Ace of Cups. Group number 4, some of you might feel obliged to maybe stay in, let's see, clarify that. Okay, not this, but this. Good. And we have the 9 of Swords and the 2 of Cups reversed. So I feel some of you have this feeling of obligation to stay in a connection, which has actually been causing you some headache for, I feel, quite some time. And I feel like you've been, by now, it feels like you have just run out of strength to pull through this anymore, to be honest. And I feel like also with you know, here with the Ace of Cups and with the King of Wands reversed, and also the Devil appearing in such an interesting position, because it is in a beneficial position here, kind of like it's a row, or it's a column, which is basically more about the blessing part of things. And I feel that exactly that is the case, that you are now acknowledging and like you're able to see, you're realizing what is actually chaining you down, and you might see things in their true colors and their true light finally at last. So I feel that is somehow a theme here. And with the Ace of Swords reversed here, like I feel for you, it is less about consideration, and it is more like, it is less about like first like realizing something and growing into it. You have done that, like you have made up your mind, and now it's time to act on that. Also with the 8 of Pentacles appearing here, the Queen of Wands, I feel like you also are people who act very much out of passion very often, which is, or emotion, which is a beautiful thing, to be honest, like being very connected and to that side of yourself and these aspects of you. It is very important, and it truly has like huge value in order to make decisions which come both from your brain and your heart. But there's the thing, either way, in the end, you need to physically act on things for them to really get ahead and really to change. And I feel like this thing has been causing you so much headache. And also, Yes. Oh, oh, the kitty. The kitty is hijacking. Let's give her some love. So today she's been here on the table several times, but by now I'm quite trained on somehow getting her off there without her claws being stuck there all the time. I probably jinxed it now. So let's see. I'm just cuddling her a bit now. So no, don't put your claws in my pants, like no trousers, whatever. So jeans. Yeah. You're a good black cat. You're such a good familiar, such wonderful company to have at the reading. It's nice. We all appreciate you being here. It's beautiful. So back to your reading. So back from the cat to the reading. By the way, the Queen of Wands has a black kitty sitting by her feet. So yes, and we now jumped on the table. Interesting. So I feel like for you, you have been really like putting in the work and trying to actually uphold this as long as you can. But I feel for some of you, really the time has come to take ownership of the situation in your area and on your side of the story. And let's see what you could or should focus on. That was a quick one. So the Page of Cups in reverse. We also have the Three of Wands. Yeah, honestly, group number 4, practical solutions, practical thinking is now, I think, what you need and what you are called to do. Because you've been gone through all this, like all this emotional side of things, and you have made up your mind, but now it comes to really acting out on things and establishing something new, either within that connection or outside of that connection, but something really needs to change. Something really needs to change. And I will ask an additional question. But first let's get in like the last card there in that row. So okay. We have the Five of Cups. So really, I feel like you are asked to turn away from whatever has been giving you the feeling that there is like a dead end, that there's that road, that there's no other opportunity left. And I feel like this is where you are stuck at. Like, I feel like you don't see a way how to let go of this without being an irresponsible person in your own eyes. Like, I feel like responsibility plays such a huge role in this spread. And the back of the deck is the moon, by the way. So really trust your instincts and follow them. Really do that, because I feel like you have been neglecting this side of decision making and the emotional side of decision making a lot. And it's interesting because I feel like you are people who act out of passion, but the decision making though is sometimes very controversial and strange, honestly. So, and like controversial internally for you. Like a lot of bargaining, a lot of like self-scrutiny and stuff going on. So let me see, what are you actually? Are you Scorpio moons or something? So we have Leo Sun, we have 4th. So yeah, I get that it's like around family related things, like definitely, like you could be actually married, so, or in a very long lasting, like, or very important relationship. Like all relationships are important, but you know what I mean? One which is not important is the wrong word, but one where a lot of things have been invested and it has a high weight in your life, like a huge weight in your life. So we have Saturn, we have Aries, we have 12. Yeah, like working through like these issues and the things that have kept you basically imprisoned in a way. And here we have Aries as well. Also, the Devil's card is not like the world is linked to Saturn, but Capricorn is linked to the Devil's card and Capricorn to Saturn. So in a way, we have that connection there anyways. So yeah, I think it is really for you, it is time to get practical. Nothing else is going to get you out of that place, which is extremely draining for you, I feel. So I feel for you during the upcoming week, group number 4, I think that for you it's really going to be about bringing your decisions and bringing your thoughts. And I think you still have like some hopes and are actually sometimes surprisingly, I feel surprisingly naive maybe in some points, where you like still believe in that and you still think it might work out. I mean, how could it not? Like that would be so horrible. But honestly, guess what? Like you've really tried hard here. You have really done your best, and it still is not like the thing that you are imagining to be. And if this all doesn't resonate with you, group number 4, then feel free to pick another group, definitely, and just go back to the selection and pick another group. But for those of you with whom this resonates, honestly, that's like not a healthy situation you're in there right now, I feel. And of course, in the end, we all are humans of free will, group number 4. So it's up to you to take decisions and to stay or go or do whatever you feel is the right thing to do. And any sort of reading, either a video one or online one or one in person, should always be nothing more, nothing less but guidance, but the decision is always up to you. So let's see, let's pull maybe, I feel like using the Elemental Power Tarot for you to just get some advice. What can you do in this situation? What can you do to just what do you need to know? What does group number 4 need to know? What can they do in this situation? What can group number 4 do? What can group number 4 do? Here we have Mars, the Tower. My God, like really accept that transition and that transformational point. So let me see. I will read you something from the guidebook that comes along with this deck. It's very beautiful and has very inspirational things in there usually. And I feel like this is something that might really, really help you. So we have the Tower. So, everything built eventually crumbles and new worlds emerge through the rubble. A tall tower looms before you. It looks as though it has stood on this spot since the beginning of time. Suddenly, the sky darkens, clouds collect, and a great bolt of lightning strikes the crown of the structure. As it does, the ground beneath your feet begins to tremble and open as a deep crack forms, releasing an intensely bright light from below. Structure creates a false sense of permanence. Some structures we build purposefully, seeking to create stability and predictability in our homes and careers. Some are inherited, structures of belief and acceptable behavior, so normalized we don't even see they exist. These can become stagnant and limiting. When these structures fall, it is an opportunity to sort through the debris and begin to find what is resonant now. What falls in line with your personal belief system, not the one you've been told you should have. A path is opening for your truth to shine through. The collapse of something we thought was stable and lasting is at best dramatic and at worst terribly traumatic. When this energy comes into your life, it can be very difficult to see the light. Be kind and gentle with yourself. Remember, the sun will rise again. So, I feel we have a very smooth transition here. I feel that overall, just this entire read summed up a lot of the things that we already discussed in this reading. And, oh yes, Kitty, are you happy? Yes, you are. And let's see how you can take care of yourself best. So, because being kind to yourself, how can they be kind to themselves? Group number 4, how can you be kind to yourself? How can group 4 be kind to themselves? How can be group 4 kind to themselves? So let's see. Good. We have the lotus. So yeah, just more confirmation, because the lotus talks a lot about, you know, basically it's a flower, the most beautiful flower that is rising from the deepest, darkest and dirtiest mud below the water. And it's rising, breaking through it, rising above, and then blooming into this beautiful flower. And for you, I feel it is really about, like, I think also literally meditation will be very beneficial. I know I recommend this like a broken record on this channel, but honestly, I feel for you it might be extremely important and very beneficial to just clear your mind and really take care of it, to be as calm, as balanced as you can, and just like not even as calm, but as clear and as balanced, and taking into consideration all parts of you, not only the responsible spouse or father or mother or daughter or, you know, wife or whatever constellation this is, but also somebody who, you know, is seeking some emotional fulfillment, who is actually seeking for maybe also adventure, for something to build together, not alone. And maybe like because of this energy here as well, somehow I get this, you know, working on things alone in your own energy. So, and even if that is your reality for some time, if you decide to go down that path, just remember that a decision, if you take it, and no matter which one you take, either staying in that situation and just changing something about the situation, and I feel this is something that goes beyond a general reading. This is more of a like personal matter, and you know, goes very much into details that will be different for each one of you. But really take in consideration all of that. And overall, like as already read from that tower text, really it's hard to see the light at times in these situations. Of course it is, but in the end it exists, and it will shine again. And group number 4, really take good care of yourself. Look at your sleep schedules, at your meals and stuff, like really keep that in check. Just take good care of yourself, and if you take any decisions and act on that, or if you have taken them and are acting on them, then really take into consideration the entire all of you, with all your needs, all your resources, all your wishes, all your good sides and challenging sides, for yourself or for others. But all of that is you, and all of that is entirely validated, and all of that requires what it requires to be healthy and happy, and just keep that in mind. So thank you so much for tuning into this reading, group number 4. We both, I see that you want to jump. We both are saying bye. Don't know if you, yes, you can see the little foot, yes, and some, no, we don't see the ears yet. But yeah, we are saying bye. And thank you so much for tuning in here. Take good care of yourself, and remember that all your needs are valid. All of you, all of your parts who need all the different things, they all have their right to need all of that. And take good care of yourself. See you in the next video. Bye!